Othram recently helped investigators identify 2 other cold case victims believed to be connected to the high-profile Gilgo Beach serial killer case on Long Island. Here's what the lab does.
It's kind of like a sonar radar, right? And each match in the database is like a blip on that radar that kind of narrows your focus of where you need to go. And ultimately, the idea is that this forensic genetic genealogy is giving them a new investigative lead that they otherwise wouldn't have.
Othram found a match to a potential relative of the victim, a Buffalo man who had recently died. Further research pointed investigators to more relatives, leading them to Cassandra Watson, who was 40 when she was last seen by relatives in 2003 or 2004.
They determined that in the early 2000s, Cassandra lived in the city of Buffalo with Richard Fox. Once they made that connection between Richard Fox, obviously this case came to a head very quickly.
All the cases that we work on are important, but I personally have a bit of a soft spot for unidentified homicide victims, because how do you sort out who did this to them if you don't know who they are?
A mystery solved and a suspect remains in jail. Maki Becker, 7 News, Buffalo.
Next year tonight, nursing home workers at one local facility are voting today on a new union contract. 1199 SEIU has reached a tentative 3-year agreement with Scholl Health Centers in Niagara Falls. Now, we've been telling you how the union has been organizing pickets at its nursing home facilities over the past couple of months. This new agreement includes a 28% wage increase over 3 years, an increase in pension and shift differential, and a new child benefit fund.
And so it's really a sigh of relief that they continue to bargain in good faith, and we were able to come to a tentative agreement prior to expiration.
We feel that the contract that is put in place rewards the workers that have been here, especially the long tenured ones that have dedicated their lives to caring for others.
Now, this is only the first of 27 contracts the union is negotiating right now. We're told the union just filed an unfair labor practice charge against the McGuire Group, in addition to cases with Elderwood. Workers at 20 facilities continuing now to strike for fair wages and better working conditions. Next year tonight, live look over a sunny Buffalo on this Wednesday. Last night's storm clearing the way for some sunshine today. Josh Nichols joins me now with the forecast. A little cooler, but the sunshine certainly helped as we roll into the midpoint of this week, this work week.
As an old song goes, what a difference a day makes.
It's so true.
24 little hours, temperatures down some 30 degrees over where they were yesterday. Right now, 54. Skywatch 7 showing great visibility, just a few high clouds. And it is a picture-perfect afternoon. Things are going to be changing, though, as we go into tomorrow. More on that a little bit later. You're looking live here at Super Doppler and satellite put together. No weather woes whatsoever here from hilltop to lakeshore. It is a little bit on the cool side up towards the Lake Ontario shoreline in particular, but it is going to be warming up in a big way as we go into tomorrow. There's your hourly forecast here for this evening. Good to go if you have some plans for a jog, maybe a head to dinner. Temperatures are going to be on the cool side, though, into the 50s through this evening. Overnight dropping into the 40s, and that's when it'll start to cloud up a little bit more. We're going to talk about some warmer air for tomorrow, and yes, another thunder threat waiting in the wings in my Super 7-day forecast. Jeff?
All right, Josh, we'll check back in with the warmer weather on its way. That means the return of the bugs. But there's one you should be keeping an extra eye out for. This photo was posted by the Chautauqua County Master Gardener's Facebook page showing a spotted lanternfly that was found at a general store on Chautauqua Lake. Now, the spotted lanternfly is an invasive insect that feeds on more than 100 plant species, killing important plants and crops like grapes, which is concerning for local vineyards. Tonight, 7 News reporter Jordan Johnson is sharing the voices of the owners of a Newfane vineyard who are concerned about this invasive bug.
This was a cabbage patch when we bought it, so we have literally built everything from the ground up.
Jim Baker, owner of Chateau Niagara Winery and Newfane, tells me for nearly 20 years, Jim and his wife have made wines right here. Now, with the concerns growing over the spotted lanternfly, he's worried.
An impact like that would be devastating, but thankfully we've had the folks at Cornell to help us prepare for that. So we scout for this now. We look for it. We look for the telltale signs.
The spotted lanternfly is an invasive species of bug indigenous to parts of China and Vietnam. It has spread invasively to Japan, South Korea, and the United States. And one of its favorite foods, grapes. With New York State being the third largest wine producer in the country, Cornell Cooperative Extension says this little bug could have a huge impact.
If left unmanaged, could basically decimate, because it's a phloem feeder, so its sucking parts go straight into the vine and it steals all of the food for the plant.
And with the pests already active in New York State, there's a bigger cause for concern.
You know that we now have established populations in the Finger Lakes. We have one in Rochester. We have one in Buffalo, New York, an established population. Unfortunately, this bug is a really good hitchhiker.
Which is why if you notice any spots like these on your trees or see the bug, you should kill it and report it to Cornell.
I'm a catch and release person. If there's a spider in my house, I will release it outside. But if you see a spotted lanternfly, it is imperative that you kill that specimen.
You can find ways to report on WKBW.com. In Niagara County, Jordan Johnson, 7 News.
With the rising cost of pet ownership, you may be looking for ways to make ends meet. Well, today I stopped by the Hamburg Fairgrounds, finding out how these dog owners are taking advantage of the SPCA's low-cost vaccine clinic.
Well, we tease each other and say we're the best, but everybody's the best out here.
Then a springtime tradition returning to the Buffalo Airport. Who won this year's Snowplow Rodeo? We're meeting these skilled drivers straight ahead.
And coming up in our next half hour on Voices, you've heard the Bills talk about trying to bid to get the NFL draft. Well, it just happened in another small market, Green Bay, Wisconsin. And one of the men behind that successful event there will join us live to talk about Buffalo's chances at 5:30.
But first, we want to highlight an event happening this Saturday. Gigi's Playhouse holding its annual Gigi's Fit Acceptance Challenge. Anybody can come to sample different sports or take part in a flag football game, all while supporting Gigi's and the Down syndrome community. 7 News is a proud sponsor. It takes place Saturday from 5 to 7 at The Rock in West Seneca. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Stocks bouncing back slightly today. The Dow and S&P both up less than 1%, while the Nasdaq was off by only 15 points. This comes after a slow opening this morning on the heels of a new economic report. The GDP report from the Commerce Department showing economic output is down 0.3% in the first 3 months of this year. It's the first time the U.S. is seeing negative growth since 2022. Many economists point to the Trump administration's tariffs, but President Trump is placing blame on the previous administration.
I say that's Biden, that's not Trump, because we came in on January, this is the quarterly numbers, and we came in and I was very against everything that Biden was doing in terms of the economy.
Donald Trump inherited the strongest economy in the world, not a perfect one, but the strongest, and it's just taken him 100 days to crash it.
Meantime, new data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics found the number of available jobs fell to just over 7 million in March. That's the lowest level since September. Next tonight, we are helping you make ends meet as the cost of owning a pet is becoming increasingly difficult for many families. According to a report from Rover, by the end of the year, costs are expected to go up by as much as 7% for dog owners and up to 10% for cat owners. And Rover also reports the average lifetime cost for a 10-year-old dog is roughly $35,000. That's why the SPCA serving Erie County was working to help pet owners make ends meet today. This was the scene this morning at the Hamburg Fairgrounds, a doggo-palooza of sorts. Hundreds of cars lined up to take advantage of the SPCA's low-cost canine vaccine clinic. The SPCA serving Erie County offering services for puppies and older dogs alike with full vaccine bundles for adult dogs priced at $30. I spent some time hanging out with my new furry friends and meeting with owners who tell me not only is the drive-through clinic convenient, but it also, in some cases, is saving dog owners hundreds of dollars.
Pets need to be vaccinated, and it's affordable. I'm on Social Security disability, so any way we can get it done safely and affordable.
Previous visits to the vet, you're paying close to $200 just for what they're providing here for $30. So I'm saving over $100 here.
We've had people cry when they find out the price. Again, not only just the price, but it's right here in the community.
Are you surprised by the turnout here today?
Not at all. We're expecting about 600 folks, and that's not surprising. Like I said, access to care is really an issue right now, nationally and here. So I'm not surprised, and I'm really glad that we're here to provide this for all these animals.
Well, I'm told just short of 600 dog owners showed up today. There are future SPCA clinics already scheduled throughout other communities in Erie County starting later this spring. If you're interested, I'll have those details available for you on this story at WKBW.com. Fun time out there with dogs today. Meantime, snowplow drivers from across the country bringing their trucks to the Buffalo Niagara Airport today, but it wasn't, as you know, to clear snow. Today was the annual snowplow rodeo out at the airport. That rodeo puts drivers through a series of challenges, showcasing their skills, moving around snow and ice, competing for the championship belt. 7 News reporter Taylor Anthony was at today's rodeo, bringing us the voices of snowplow drivers from near and far.
The snow isn't falling here at the Buffalo Niagara International Airport, but the competition is on. Drivers from across the country are putting their skills to the test with the return of the snowplow rodeo.
When it's all said and done, everybody just does what they have to do to keep our passengers safe on arrival and takeoff, and we all do a great job.
Jason Rudge has been a heavy equipment operator at the Pittsburgh International Airport for 12 years, and he tells me this event is all about competition and camaraderie.
A little bit of trash talking towards each other, because everybody out here is the best, but we teach each other and say we're the best, but everybody's the best out here.
Snowplow rodeo allows competitors to sharpen their skills and learn from others who face similar winter conditions, like the experts right here at Buffalo Niagara.
We are an award-winning airport when it comes to snow removal.